I'm here with Gene Pastula, the proprietor of SafeMoneyMonitor.com. If you want information on anything from annuities to long-term care to life insurance or any of these sort of off-the-grid products that for him are not off the grid, but for most people, let's face it, you hear about annuities and life insurance, I don't want anything to do with those guys. But when we discuss product diversification on this program, that's really what we're talking about, because this game is more about being diversified. In particular, when you look at where stocks and bonds are pricing-wise right now, it's nice to know that you've got your healthcare situation taken care of, you've got some safe, you've got some guaranteed money, you've got some guaranteed income, and there's a lot of academic research, Gene, to support the stuff that you actually make available to our viewers and listeners.
Yeah, and you know, you say it like it's off the grid. It's off the grid as far as the awareness of people, because they're products that are designed to do something specific and provide assurances that it will be done, and that's a different kind of situation, because it makes some complexity. A mutual fund is, we buy the stocks and we manage them, and we sell some that aren't any good, and we sell some that are and make profit, etc. And market goes up, you get good and results, and market goes down, not so much. That's it. In insurance contracts and annuity contracts, there's a whole different jargon and a whole different set of rules and requirements that have to be done to accomplish all of that. That's why you really need a professional. But I tell you what, billions and billions of dollars go into those each year in spite of that, because there are people and there are companies and there are institutions that utilize those for all they can do.
But the guy on television would lead you to believe that all those people that are putting billions and billions of dollars into these insurance products are a bunch of idiots, and they should all send him the money so that he can manage it.
Well, that's right. What he's doing is he knows that's where a huge amount of money is that his prospective clients out there in TV land have their money. And he also knows that they don't totally understand everything about it. So when that's the case, that's what he does. He says, those things are really bad. And in some cases, they don't perform as well as they should based on the client's desires. And if you can find a situation like that, you can move $250,000 or $500,000 into your pool of managed money.
When I was managing money, I used to compete with this guy on a friendly basis. And I can tell you his performance sucked during the 2000 crash. I mean, these people are not immune to market crashes, but one's an apple, the other is an orange. And this is what I think we need to get through to people, is it's not an either or, it's what Robert Powell described as having product diversification. Can you speak to that?
Yeah, well, in fact, I was just gonna say when you were talking about that his performance sucked, is what is it? Morningstar has the stars for 5 stars. It's a great fund. Now, I'm not giving advice, all right. So don't come back to me if it doesn't work. But my thought is, if you're going to buy mutual funds, you go to Morningstar and you look for the funds that in the last couple of years have just crapped out. They have 1 or 2 stars, and that's it, because they're ready to do well. And nobody stays on top for year after year after year after year. And what we tend to do is go in there and we look for the 5-star funds, and that's what we invest in. Well, that's just the time when everything is going to fall apart for the managers.
By the way, you would lose all respect for me if I didn't have research to support something or something you may have just said. Here's what the research shows on that.
Don't tell me I'm wrong.
You are right and wrong. What they have determined is there's no real difference in performance between a 3-star fund and a 5-star fund.
Okay.
The 1-stars you can toss out, all right, because they suck even when the markets turn around.
Right.
But it is true, and in fact you can play a little game. I think Mark Hulbert wrote about this the other day, either in the Wall Street Journal or somewhere. I forget where I read it. But if you look at the worst performing Dow stocks from the prior year, from 2015, take the worst ones, look at what they did in 2016, you'll find them at the top of the pack.
Dogs of the Dow.
Kind of the similar dogs of the Dow sort of concept.
Exactly, yeah. So by using the products like we use, I mean, just quickly to give an idea of what we're talking about relative to all the rest of the stuff, is that annuities, for example, to provide retirement income. Jim Stewart can have his what was it called again? Last breath. Okay, he can make it so that by taking, let's say, 40 or 50% of the money that he's got in his portfolio and assigning that to provide annuity income that will last him the rest of his life, he will generate monthly payments to himself from that would be probably 40% more, 40 to 50% more than he would by using managed funds or anything
systematic
else.
withdrawal.
Yeah, in a way that would make sure that they would last as long as he did. What that would do is allow for him to give a lot of money away now to his kids, so he could provide that legacy and watch it, what they do with it. That strikes me as funny right there. You maybe want to die first before you give the kids the money. I don't know.
But by the way, I just found that Hulbert article. And the best stocks for 2017, he says, might be the worst performers. And he talked about Walmart. Mm-hmm. Walmart in 2015 had a loss of 26.6%.
There you go.
But it ended up being like one of the best performers in 2016, up 16.4%. Sure. So your case has been made.
It's easier to go up if you've gone down first,
exactly.
if you're any good at all. Anyway, the idea is to set up a portfolio and to be sure to at least understand the option. I don't know, everybody's not going to do it, but to understand that you can take some of the money in your portfolio by using the appropriate annuities and get a lot more income each year, and know that you will never outlast it. I mean, or that it will never, you'll never outlast it. And what that does is it gives you a greater sense of security because you have a greater degree of predictability, and then you can manage the other money in a much different way without having to worry about, who's just been elected or what the Fed is doing or all the rest of the stuff that's going on in the world, because your basic requirements are met.
There's a lot of academic research to support exactly what Mr. Pastula is saying. You've heard me talk about it. Dr. Fowle, for example, has written articles on this that say annuitize a certain percentage of your portfolio, giving you the ability to kick up a notch the aggressiveness in the portfolio, which will do what I want too, which is live comfortably and then leave a legacy behind that's even bigger than I would have left had I done it the old-fashioned way without annuitization. We've only got a minute, but I do want you to address your friend's situation, because it's very sad that an 80-year-old has to spend 6 hours a day, having gone bankrupt, taking care of his Alzheimer's restricted spouse. quickly.
And you wanted me to say, that's a bad thing. I mean, it's too bad. Now he's doing the 6 hours a day out of totally
No, I
out of
understand
love.
that, but you solved this problem
exactly.
for him. Why didn't you solve the problem for him?
Well, because I didn't know she had Alzheimer's.
Well, you would have had to sell him a policy
A long
or
time
something
ago.
a long time
Yeah,
ago.
exactly.
Listen, folks, we're out of time. I'm so sorry, but you want to learn about this. I just told you, Jeannie and I, we just paid our premiums.
Right.
I did finally get an increase. It was only a couple $100 a year.
Right.
And it was actually made me feel good to write that check to one of those insurance companies that you handle for our long-term care insurance, because we know we've got that risk managed. If you want help with this stuff, go to Gene Pastula's site, safemoneymonitor.com, safemoneymonitor.com. He's got all kinds of free stuff to send you. Stick around for emails next.